So here we are underway from Kearns High School, Gates Field. Garrow Von Dane live here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the pitch is popped up high into right field. Pardon me, making the catch is Brock Kless for out number one. So sorry, no pregame show today. We're just diving straight in, kind of been playing it by ear this afternoon with some delays. But let's get to the important stuff first. Goldpanners and Idaho catch. First game for Fairbanks here at the Gates World Series in Salt Lake City. And a brand new pitcher on the mound that you're looking at for the Goldpanners. It is Matthew Desmarais. Matthew Desmarais from Concordia University in Irvine. His first game as a Goldpanner out of Glendora, California. A right-hander. And he deals a strike. It is Hunter Gaddy, left fielder for the Idaho catch. Ethan Gardner batted first and flew out to right for the first out of the ball game. It is a sunny, warm afternoon, not as hot as we were fearing. We had some heavy downpours last night, and that delayed things here today, the natural surface here at Kearns High School on the west side of Salt Lake City. And it's up and away to Hunter Gaddy. A ball and two strikes, one out, and the base is empty. And the right-hander, Matthew Desmarais, on the mound for the Goldpanners. Chopper towards third, backhanded, stopped by Shamau just inside the line, and he gets it across to first to take care of Gaddy on the 5-3 putout. 2 up and 2 down here for the Goldpanners, who are in the dugout on the first base side. The Idaho catch on the third base side. There's a baseball out in left field, so time being called. The first game today was moved to Salt Lake Community College to a turf field because it took most of the morning and the early part of the afternoon to get this field ready after last night's rains. Jack Sheward, the right fielder for the catch, batting here against Desmarais. The first game today over at Salt Lake Community College, the Las Vegas Gamblers defeat the San Francisco Seals, you all remember, by a final score of 12-1. The Seals again with a short roster today. They say they're getting some more guys in, but they fell 12-1 to the Las Vegas Gamblers. This is the second game of the tournament, and the first for the Goldpanners and Idaho catch. Strike called. It's 2-1 on Sheward. The Gates World Series featuring 21 total games over 6 days. Championship game will be Sunday at 10:30 in the morning locally. That one is hit high and deep into left field. Going back is Brock Rudy towards the fence and reaches up and makes the catch in a 1-2-3 first inning in his first pitching effort for the Goldpanners. Matthew Desmarais, Goldpanners coming to bat. And it's hit high and deep to left. This ball is carrying back. It's going back, and it clears the wall at left center. Kaden Clark with a 2-run home run ties the game for the Goldpanners. All even at 5.
For number 33, Kaden Clark.
New ball game. Clark drives one to deep left center. The 2-0 is lined to right center. This one's going to carry and one hop the wall in right. Harrison on his way to second. He's going to try for 3. Here comes the cutoff. Not going to beat him. Harrison with a 2-out triple here in the 6th inning. Through the left side, Milliken, a base hit. Hughes will come around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Garrow Von Dane here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Long trip down here, overnight trip, safe there. 2:10 a.m. flight out of Fairbanks International. We had about an hour and a half layover in Seattle, and then arrived here sometime around 11 in the morning yesterday. And then what do? You've been up all night. Do you go to bed at noon? You can't, because then you're going to wake up at 10 p.m. So kind of a weird day yesterday. The Goldpanners did go work out a little bit.
And it's hit high and
Salt Lake
deep to
Community
left. This ball
College,
is
just to kind of loosen the muscles after sitting on planes all night, but hoping to kind of get through today against this Idaho catch team and get a W. And leading off for the Goldpanners is Dominic Hughes, sophomore from Kansas State University, and he grounds the first pitch right side where it's fielded by Daniels, who will step on the bag for out number one. One pitch to take care of Dom Hughes. 3 unassisted will bring up Tate Shamau. And then Brock Rudy, your designated hitter in the cleanup spot, is Matthew Pinal. And batting fifth will be Cole Alexander. Brock Kless in the sixth spot, Caleb Milliken batting seventh, Blake Hiraki eighth, and Marty Munoz in the ninth spot. Tate Shamau stands in. Fresh out of high school on his way to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Made a good play at third in the top of the first. Backhanded stop at the line, throw it across for a 5-3 putout. Spencer Schweer, the left-hander from Northwest Nazarene University, on the mound for the Idaho Catch. Both of these starting pitchers have been very limited this summer, so don't expect either to last very long in this game. 22-year-old Spencer Schweer for the Idaho Catch, who are based outside of Boise. This one is hit into right field for a base hit. Shamau shoots one all the way to the wall. Tate on his way to second base with a one-out stand-up double. First hit of the game. That'll bring up Brock Rudy. And the Panner dugout is fired up. Brock Rudy batting .408 this summer. He's actually behind another Goldpanner right now. The red-hot streak for Blake Hiraki has put him at .412, but Blake just 51 at bats. Brock Rudy 125 ABs and batting .408. He was at .430 a few games ago. Just so hard to keep up a pace like that. Brock Rudy was at University of Utah this year, on his way to Hawaii this upcoming season. Batting with Shamau at second base, and one out here in the bottom of the first, scoreless game. That one is fouled out of play. Chris Carlson to my left, got everything set up here today. Feeling out the situation at a new park is always an adventure, especially when there's no Ethernet. Of course, we need Wi-Fi, we need internet for Pannervision. Got it figured out. Alexis Friedman here taking pictures. You can see all those on the Goldpanner Facebook and Instagram pages. This one is hit towards right, foul ball, and it will get out of play off the bat of Brock Rudy. A ball and 2 strikes to Captain Rudy, with Shamau at second base. This tournament hosted by the MGF Marshals, the Marshall Gates Foundation. This one is hit high into left center field, and backing up is Hunter Gaddy. He will make the catch, and Shamau will stay put at second base. Defensively for the catch, catching for Schweer is Junior Garcia. The first baseman is Grady Daniels. Vinny Carangella at second base. Caden Casagrande at short. How about those numbers up the middle? Casagrande and Carangella. And at third base, it's Malik Harris. The outfield is Hunter Gaddy in left. Ethan Gardner in center. Jack Sheward is in right. A little bit of wind blowing to your right. And Spencer Schweer with 2 outs now will work to Matthew Pinal, two-way player for the Goldpanners from Long Beach College. Pinal batting .321 so far this summer. But he awaits the one-strike pitch from Schweer. That one kind of crossed up catcher Garcia, but he keeps it in front of him. We got this game started late again. The heavy downpours last night. This is all a natural surface here. Catches a lot of water. So it took some time to get it ready. The morning game got moved over to a turf field at Salt Lake Community College. And again, the San Francisco Seals losing that one. We understand they had 15 players there. Supposed to get some more. They lost 12-1 to the Las Vegas Gamblers, and now a little break here as they continue to tend to Junior Garcia. Matthew Pinal awaits a 1-1 pitch when we return. 2 outs, runner at second base. Banner dugout's alive. And the 1-1 finally from Schweer, and that one's fouled right back at us. We'll be seeing a few of those today. We are far on the west side of Salt Lake City in Kearns, Utah, which looks much different than I remember it all these years later. If you just draw a line straight past straightaway centers, this one is popped out of play, and just keep going straight. You'll find the University of Utah in those foothills. And downtown, just way out there and to the left. Left is north. And it's skied in the infield and playable for second baseman Carangella, and he waits for it to come down and will make the catch for out number 3. No runs, a hit, a man left on. We've played 1 complete, no score. Catch and Goldpanners.
No, you don't. It's not allowed.
Goldpanners and catch here, opening up play at the Gates World Series. First pitch of the second inning is fouled out of play by Junior Garcia. Garo Von Dane here live behind home plate. Great view we have here at Gates Field at Kearns High School. How would it have been to have a high school field like this? The Marshals built this facility, but then it belongs to Kearns during the high school year. And hosting this tournament here again. First time the Goldpanners have played in it. And the 1-1 pitch to Garcia is ball two. Matthew Desmarais in his first Goldpanner appearance, getting the start today, giving the rest of the staff a day of rest. And it's ball three. Desmarais retired the catch 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Goldpanners are the home team, and it's ball four. 5-pitch walk to Garcia, and the leadoff man aboard for Idaho here in the second. Panners start the day with 30 victories on the year, 13 losses and 1 tie. They lost their home finale on Saturday in that doubleheader. Won the first game, lost the second to the Flagstaff Star Chasers. That ended a 10-game winning streak for Fairbanks. And it's ball one to Kaden Casagrande. Shortstop, he'll be followed by Grady Daniels. Throw to first, runner back safely. That's Cole Alexander over there at first. Blake Hiraki's catching. Caleb Milliken at second. Marty Munoz, the shortstop. Tate Chamau at third base here on the grass. Ball two. 6 of the first 7 pitches from Desmarais have missed here in the second inning. And in the outfield for the Goldpanners, it's Brock Rudy in left, Dominic Hughes in center, and Brock Kless is in right. Here's the 2-0. 3-0, up and in. And the Idaho team just getting a warning from the home plate umpire. I didn't catch what he said. No more something. And now the 3-0 to Casagrande. Throw to first base, and it's off the glove of Alexander. The runner's going to take off for second and get there. So the runner goes to second base into scoring position, and there's nobody out. And it's 3-0 on Casagrande. Ball four. A 5-pitch walk followed by a 4-pitch walk. Didn't walk anybody in the first. Desmarais wears number 28 for the Goldpanners. Goldpanners head coach Mark Lindsay standing with 1 foot on the field, 1 in the dugout. The catcher coached by Larry Price, a long-time, highly successful high school coach in the Boise area. Also coached at Walla Walla in the summertime. And the 1-strike pitch, called strike 2, so he jumps in front here, 0-2 on Grady Daniels. Two aboard and nobody out. Blows it by him. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big strikeout with 2 on to get the first out. And now we'll face Malik Harris, first baseman. 6'5", 215 out of Draper, Utah. Plays at Grand Canyon. And he fouls this one out of play. It's a good tournament to follow along on our Twitter, just to keep you posted. We had the delays today, and everything was kind of by ear. I don't think we're starting at 12:30, maybe 1 and 1:30. So follow us on Twitter at Real Goldpanners. Hit to left, losing his foot as Kless, and then he can't recover to get out and make the catch. So the ball comes in from the fence, and the run scores, and it's 1-0 Idaho, and the ball comes in. The runner's going to take off for home and score. The Panners with multiple mistakes on that play. First, Kless came in, lost his footing, and then the ball went over his head. He throws it in. Hiraki comes up the third base line to make the play, and the runner from third decides to score and does easily. And it's 2-0 Idaho. And 2 errors on the play. Well, I think they put 2 errors on the board, but they also put a hit on the board. So I guess they're going single. And then 2 errors? I want just the error. The runner winds up at second base on the play. The error being charged on the throw home. Line to center field. That's a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Harris comes in to score, and it's 3-0 Idaho. RBI double for Peyton Hines. And the Idaho Cats jump on top of the Goldpanners here in the second inning. And here comes bench coach Marcus Mastroboni out to talk to Desmarais. The inning started with a couple of walks and getting the strikeout of Daniels, but Harris hits one over the head of Brock Kless in right. And then the error on the throw home, and then Peyton Hines with a double to center field. And just like that, it's 3-0. 3 runs on 2 hits as they catch, taking advantage of Goldpanner mistakes here in the second inning. Panners need to shut this down right now. And Matthew Desmarais will work to Vinny Carangella. Swing and a miss. The 0-1 just misses for ball one. Barely any wind right now. The sun has been out since this game started after heavy rains last night and lightning. Pretty cool storm. Understand the rains have hit in Fairbanks too. That one fouled right back. And it's 1-2. Number 9 hitter Vinny Carangella, second baseman. Desmarais and the Panners need an out here. Runner at second base. 3 runs are in with 1 out here in the second inning. The right-hander sets, readies with a 1-2 offering, and it's in the dirt. Good stop by Haraki to keep the runner at second base. Later on today, scheduled tentatively at 4:30 p.m., it will be the UCL Stars versus the San Diego Waves. And then at 7:30 p.m., the Game Day Angels against the host Utah Marshals. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Carangella for the second out of the inning. Go back to the top of the order for Ethan Gardner. He popped up to right in his first plate appearance.
Ethan Gardner.
Gardner 6'4", 170 out of Boise, plays at Wenatchee Valley College, Central Washington. And pops this one up. Tate Shamau underneath, waiting for it to come out of the sky. And nobody found the baseball. And the run scores, and the runner's out at first as he came around first. Shamau looked to be underneath it, and then he put the hands up to say, I don't know where the baseball is, and it landed between the mound and home plate. So the run scores, but the inning comes to an end. The Idaho Cats score 4 times in the second and lead it here 4-0. Panners find themselves in a 4-0 deficit here as we start the bottom of the second. Cole Alexander can't keep his swing back on a pitch up and in, and it's strike one against Spencer Schweer. Second inning of work for Schweer out of Northwest Nazarene, 22-year-old left-hander. Alexander fouls this one out of play. A 4-run top of the second inning on 3 hits, one of the most bizarre hits, a pop-up in front of home plate that scores the run from second and nobody catches. Couple of walks, some errors, and a ground ball to second. Can't pick up the baseball, and safe is Alexander. Carangella just couldn't pick it up clean. And Alexander, good hustle up the line. And that's why you never quit on those plays. And Alexander safe at first. E4, and brings up Brock Kless, Goldpanner right fielder. A weird top of the second, but the Idaho Cats turned it into 4 runs and have a 4-0 lead. Panners go back to work with the bats here. 1 base hit so far, but now have the leadoff man aboard. And it's hit through the left side. Brock Kless has a single for the Goldpanners, and Gold at first and second now with nobody out as the Panners look to respond. Garrow Von Dane here at Grouden, or not at Grouden, at Gates Field. Pretty used to saying that. Ball and no strikes to Caleb Milliken, Goldpanners second baseman. Batting .339 on the summer. Caleb has been getting on base at a ridiculous pace lately. Hits and walks. Caleb, in his last 48 plate appearances, has reached safely 29 times. It's around 600% over a few weeks. And Caleb's in front here, 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Pitch falling out of the zone. Junior out of Pomona Pitzer from Berkeley, California. At second base is Alexander Kless at first. Breaking ball for a strike, it's 2-2. After Milliken is Blake Hiraki. The 2-2. And he grounds one towards second. Flip to the bag for one, on to first. Not going to get the double play, and they don't even throw it to first. They end up throwing to third. That's the first out of the inning on a 4-6 putout. Alexander to third. Milliken reaches on the fielder's choice. Gold at the corners for the red-hot Blake Hiraki. Mentioned his average earlier. Blake pushing it all the way up to .412 out of Hawaii. Goldpanner catcher 12 for his last 19 at the plate. But again, it's hard to translate those things when you change environments, go on the road, have a few days off. But Blake most certainly seems to be seeing the ball awful well. And it's down and in for a ball. The Honolulu native and one of 5 Goldpanners that will be on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors this year. Four from this team, 1 from last year's team, including 3 catchers. 4-0 Idaho Gold at first and third here with 1 out. And it's ball 3 to Hiraki with Marty Munoz on deck. Wasatch Range off in the distance. That's the beginning of it. Up high for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Hiraki. Loads the bases with 1 out. And Marty Munoz with an opportunity here with 1 away.
Now batting, number 2, Marty Munoz.
Goldpanners shortstop Munoz from Cal Baptist. Batting .248 this summer. He's had a good July at the plate. And he bats here with Gold on every base. The first pitch to him from Schwier. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Schwier shakes off a sign, gets another look at him, and now he readies. The 0-1 to Munoz. Lefty-lefty matchup. And Marty takes a ball 1-1. After Munoz is Dom Hughes. Alexander at third. Milliken at second. Fouled right back into my face. And Hiraki's at first. Blake walked on 4 pitches. And now Munoz has a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Schwer. And it's hit to right center on the run, chasing it towards the fence. It's going to drop in front of Seward. Alexander comes in to score, and Munoz is safe at second, but the Panners have a runner caught up between second and third, and they've got 2 runners at third base now. And out is Hiraki. Hiraki thought Milliken was going to keep running. He was held at third. And Munoz will be at second base, so a base running mistake hurting the Goldpanners here. They do get on the board, and the inning continues, but now 2 away. So Hiraki will be erased from the base paths.
Now batting number 8, Dominic Hughes.
Munoz all the way to second with a double. A double that scores 1 run. A 4-1 game now with 2 away, but a base hit here could make it 4-3. Dom Hughes with a 1 ball, no strike count, takes upstairs 2-0. Batting .349 this summer at a takes ball 3. Dom grounded out to first on the first pitch he saw in the bottom of the first inning. As a breeze rolls in from the north. Salt Lake City, Utah. The capital city here. And it's hit high into center field. And on a 3-0 pitch, Dom Hughes pops out to center. And that is the end of the Goldpanner half of the second inning. They score 1. They leave a couple of men on. It's 4-1 after 2. Hunter Gaddy leads off with the Idaho catch and grounds the first pitch into Tate Shamau's glove, who's up and throwing and getting. Gaddy over at first base, 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the top of the third inning brings up Jack Seward. Third inning of work for Matthew Desmarais in his Goldpanner debut out of Concordia University in Irvine. He made 2 short appearances this summer, and that one is grounded underneath the diving Caleb Milliken into right field. A 1-out single for Seward. And that was on the first pitch. So 2 pitches so far in the inning, and now Desmarais will work to Junior Garcia, catcher for the Idaho Catch, who lead it 4-1 here, start of the third at Gates Field from Kearns High School on the west side of Salt Lake City, Utah. Another good stop by Hiraki, keeping the runner at first.
Now batting number 34, Junior Garcia.
Again, don't expect either starting pitcher to stick around for too long. Both have pitched very limited this summer. Let's see if Desmarais can have an efficient second inning. Garrow Von Dane here in Salt Lake City. Chris Carlson to my left. Opening game for the Goldpanners here at the Gates World Series. The 1-1 to Garcia, and he takes ball 2. I mentioned earlier today, the Las Vegas Gamblers defeated the San Francisco Seals 12-1. Later today, it'll be the UCL Stars and the San Diego Waves, scheduled for 4:30. And then at 7:30, the schedule says the Game Day Angels will take on the Utah Marshals. 3-1 to Junior Garcia with Kaden Casagrande on deck. Garcia walked in his first plate appearance, got that rally started in the second. An inning with 2 walks, 2 errors, and 3 hits. Gave them 4 runs and a 5-pitch walk to Garcia. He's walked for the second time. And now 2 on with 1 out for Casagrande, who also walked back in the second. These 8 teams here at the Gates World Series are split into 2 4-team pods. The number 1 seed, the number 1 finisher out of each pod, advances to Saturday afternoon's semifinals. The 4 team in each pod will be done on Friday. So 6 teams advance to Saturday. This one is grounded to short. Flip to the bag for 1. On to the first. A 6-4-3 double play here in the third. No runs. 1 hit, 1 man left on. After 2.5, it's 4-1 Idaho.
Number 6, Tate Schmale.
Tate Schmale here for the Goldpanners at the bottom of the third inning. Panners trailing by 3. A 4-run second for the Idaho catch. Panners got one back in the bottom of the second. And Schmale takes ball one high. Honolulu native Tate Schmale doubled in his first at bat. Takes a strike, it's 1-1. After Schmale will be Brock Rudy and then Matthew Penal. 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Goldpanner batting order. First game outside of Fairbanks in a while. Grounded to third. Harris has it, throws across, and it's in time to get Schmale. A close play. 5-3 put out brings up Brock Rudy. Goldpanner left fielder 0 for 1 in the game.
Now batting number 29, Brock Rudy.
Back in the town he's been calling home here in Salt Lake City. And we'll get ready to pack his things and move to Hawaii here pretty soon. One out, the base is empty. Can hear a little bit of wind through the microphone here behind home plate. Rudy, that breaking ball drops in for a strike. It's 0-2 on Brock. Pit all on deck. Way upstairs for ball one. Panners coached by field manager Mike Lindsay. Jake Taylor's in the first base box. Ryan Hansen over at third. And Rudy just protecting there, slaps it out of play. And now the 1-2 from Spencer Schweer. Rudy swings and misses for strike 3. Good start for Schweer. He has given up just one unearned run on 3 hits. Matthew Penal popped up to second in his first at bat. Grounds one off the mound. A sliding stop at second by Karen Jellin. A great throw from the grass, but not in time to get Penal. So a 2-out infield hit for Penal. And he is safe at first base, and let's see if Cole Alexander can drive him in.
Now batting number 35, Cole Alexander.
Alexander batting .326 this summer, reached on an error and scored the only run for the Goldpanners in the second inning. Sean Rimmer still not in the Goldpanner lineup. He has missed about a week now. The 1-strike pitch, in for strike 2. Kless would bat if Alexander could reach. 2 outs and an 0-2 pitch. Grounded foul first base side by Alexander. Cole, another one of the Hawaii players on this roster, out of Georgetown, Texas, outside of Austin. Late swing, hits it off the foot of pitcher Schweer, and he will reach first base safely. And Schweer looks to be fine. And Alexander has himself a base hit. And the inning continues now with 2 aboard for Brock Kless, who singled in his first at bat. Brock at a UC San Diego.
Now batting number 25, Brock Kless.
Class A 274 hitter on the summer. Panner right fielder has a chance to give the Goldpanners another run. There are 2 outs, and Schwier will deal the first pitch to him. Upstairs for ball 1. Five hits now for Fairbanks. Still just 1 run, but Brock can change that here. The 1-ball pitch to him. Foul tips one that was dropping down out of the zone. 1-1 here on a sunny, warm afternoon in Salt Lake City. Hits this one high and out of play. The ball and 2 strikes. To Kless. Stays alive, fouling that one back to the netting. And away for a ball. Salt Lake City is a capital. Originally, we're going to make it Fillmore, Utah, in the center of the state, just about. It was the capital of the Utah Territory in the mid-1800s, but population just 2,400 in these days. Salt Lake City proving to be a better choice. Here's the 2-2. And it's hit high into left center, coming in and on the run, making the catch is the left fielder, Gaddy. Panners leave a couple of men stranded on 2 base hits. We will go to the 3rd. It's Idaho 4, Goldpanners 1. Grady Daniels will lead off for the Idaho Catch, who have a 4-1 lead on the Goldpanners as we start the 4th inning. Here in Salt Lake City, Kearns, Utah on the west side. Salt Lake City off beyond the left center field fence a good ways. This area founded by Leader of the LDS Church, Brigham Young, after Joseph Smith was murdered in Missouri. Brigham took his group here over the Wasatch Range, pointed down into the valley, and said, "This is the place." The Mormons settled here and been here ever since. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Daniels, who struck out in the second inning. And there are still plenty of people here with the last name of Young. Brigham Young had a whole lot of wives and a whole bunch more kids. Steve Young is a relative. Remember him from the 49ers. The 2-2 to Grady Daniels from, and it's driven through the right side for a base hit and a leadoff single for Daniels. Second time the leadoff man has been aboard for the Idaho catch in the game. Malik Harris singled and scored in the second inning.
Now batting number 3, Malik Harris.
The Mormon Church here still pretty much runs the state politically and otherwise. A lot of laws that you don't see in other states. Here's the 1 strike to Harris. And it's down low for a ball, 1-1. I still remember years ago when South Park debuted on television, it was unavailable in Utah. You couldn't watch it here. And there would be bars that with satellite dishes, the old school big giant satellite dishes that would advertise the television show South Park. Banned from the airwaves. Harris with a 1-2 count, runner at first, nobody out. Top of the 4th. Oh, very close. 2-2 for Matthew Desmarais. 4th inning of work for the Goldpanner here in his summer debut. Outside, 3-2. Harris signaling and scoring in the second inning, that 4-run second. Everything went wrong for Fairbanks in that inning. That's why they trail it here 4-1. Panners could have gotten more in the bottom of the second, but some base running mistakes. That one is hit high into right. Kless drifting back will make the catch for out number 1 to take care of Harris. Brings up Peyton Hines, the designated hitter, who doubled in his first at bat.
Now batting number 24, Kaden Hogan.
6'1", out of Meridian, Idaho. Boise, a good ways north of Salt Lake City. Capital of Idaho. America's potato sack. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. And both of these cities have grown so much. A lot of California money coming this way to Salt Lake and also Boise. The 1-1 fouled off the netting to the right. It's 1-2. These games are all going to be 9 innings with the exception of the non-pool game, so I think that includes Friday's Goldpanner game that starts at 7:30 against the Utah Marshals. That one is lined to right, and it will land in front of Kless. A base hit moves the runner to second base. And so 2 aboard with 1 out here in the 4th inning as the Idaho catch threaten again. They went down 1-2-3 in the first, but since then, at least 2 base runners in every inning.
Now batting number 21, Vinny Carangello.
They now have 6 hits And brings up Vinny Carangella, who struck out swinging in the second. Desmarais could use a strikeout here. He's got 2 in the game. Popped out of play. A right-hander throwing in the pen for the Goldpanners. Probably going to be it for Desmarais after this inning. Looks to be Kaden Hogan. The 1-strike delivery. Drops in a nice pitch there from Desmarais. Starting inside and curving back across the plate. And it's 0-2 on the second baseman for the catch, Carangella. On deck, the top of the order, Ethan Gardner. And the 0-2 delivery with 2 aboard. Took a little off it for strike 3. Huge second out. We go to the top of the order. Gardner, the center fielder, is 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI single. The wind picks up once again. And speaking of Boise, it's not a whole lot different than Salt Lake. Higher altitude. And Boise, a high Basque population, the highest Basque population outside of the old Basque country in northern Spain. They found it perfect for raising sheep. And they have settled there. There are thousands, and they have every 4-year festival there. They're called Hialdi, where lots of people from the Basque country come out and absolutely take over Boise. One and one with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Gardner the batter, and Desmarais readies with the 1-1 offering. The right-hander checks the runner at second, comes home, and gets a foul ball out of play. It's 1-2. A strike away from finishing off the catch here in the 4th, and perhaps finishing off his Goldpanner outing here, and maybe his Goldpanner career. We only have 6 days of baseball here. I mean, he could pitch again. What is it? It's Tuesday. The season ends on Sunday. Yeah, it's possible he could pitch Sunday. Just staying alive there is Gardner. 6 hits for the catch, 5 for the Goldpanners. Panners with 2 critical errors, another that it wasn't charged in error on a pop-up in front of home plate that nobody caught, and a run scored from second. Slow roller third base line foul. Hanging in there with 2 strikes is Gardner. Again, the San Diego Waves are supposed to play the UCL Stars at 4:30. These games are available if you go to the GatesWorldSeries.com page. Did they say they have a raw video feed, Chris? Did they say they have a raw video feed here for the other games? And is somebody broadcasting it too? And it might just be a straight video feed. There was a link that said listen to games, but I don't know if somebody's doing them or not. We will just have the Goldpanner games. Unless somebody decides to cut us a check. We like money. 1-2 pitch again coming to Gardner. He's been fouling them off. Blows it by him for strike 3. No runs, 2 hits, a couple of men left on. After 3.5, it's still Idaho 4, Goldpanners 1. Panners come up in the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing 4-1. Caleb Milliken leads off. Spencer Schweer, starting pitcher, left-hander from Northwest Nazarene, working into the fourth. Ball one to Milliken, reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Be followed by Blake Hiraki and then Marty Munoz. 3-0 out of the gates to Milliken. Mentioned earlier how much he's been getting on base safely 29 times in his last 49 trips. And he walks on 4 pitches. Leadoff man aboard for the Goldpanners for the second time today. Need to start putting some offense together. Had some opportunities in the second and third, especially in the second. 2 hits, a walk, and an error, but only got 1 run out of it. Some base running mistakes. In the third inning, got 2 on after the second out was recorded. McCless flew out to end the inning. But now Milliken reaches on a 4-pitch walk, brings up Blake Hiraki. Hiraki walked on 4 pitches in his first trip. Got that outline of Hawaii on the left side of his helmet. Jeff Olson in an interview saying he likes that helmet. He can plan his next Hawaii vacation looking at it. Jeff Olson is here doing reports for the Fairbanks Daily News Miner, so check out the News Miner online. Or if you're in Fairbanks, pick up the rag, the fish wrap. Throw to first base, and runner dives back safely. And a time-called visit to the mound here, as they're going to talk to Schweer, because he has missed on 6 straight pitches to open up the 4th inning. And Hiraki in front here 2-0. So Jeff Olson doing some reports for the News Miner. He's also on Twitter. You can follow him. What is his Twitter handle while we have a moment here? Let me see if I can pull it up. It is, wow, that's a weird Twitter handle. So it's, get your pens ready, boys and girls, at Swam4 Texas 2. At SWAM4 Texas 2. If you go to my Twitter, at Voice of G-Man, you can see, you'll find it there. And again, keep the Twitter in mind throughout this tournament, because there's going to be changes and game times and delays and everything like we've already had today. So follow along at Real Goldpanners, and I'll keep you up to speed too at Voice of G-Man. Conference comes to an end. Hiraki steps back in against Schweer. The 2-0 is in for a strike. It's 2-1. After Hiraki is Munoz. Just misses 3-1. Hiraki in the driver's seat here. Marty Munoz has grown the mustache back. You know what that means. He's got to shave it again to hit another bomb like he did last time. Ball 4 outside to Hiraki. Back-to-back walks to open up the 4th inning. This is how the big second inning started for the Idaho Catch.
Now batting number 2, Marty Munoz.
There was somebody throwing in the Idaho pen last inning, but nobody currently. Munoz with a base hit in his first plate appearance. Gold at first and second, nobody out. Panners trailing by 3. Good opportunity here. That one, ooh, looked a little high from here, but it's called a strike on Munoz, who just smiles. Dom Hughes is on deck. Munoz hits this one high and back to center field. Going back is Gardner. Back goes Gardner, and it's over the fence for a 3-run home run. He doesn't need to shave the mustache. A 3-run jack for Mustache Munoz. And the Panners have tied the game at 4. A home run over the center field fence for Marty Munoz, his second of the year, and that'll get the bullpen going in a hurry for the Idaho catch. We've got a brand new ball game here in Utah. Dominic Hughes now with the bases empty, and the Panners are fired up again. Huge blast for Munoz, taking advantage of those 2 Goldpanner walks. Hughes with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Still nobody out here in the 4th inning, and 3 runs are in. Hughes couldn't hold his swing on that pitch down out of the zone, and he strikes out for the first out here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Tate Shamau, who's 1 for 2 with a double so far.
Now batting number 6, Tate Shamau.
This stadium was built in 2004, again by the Marshalls. It was designed by Luke Yoder. He's the San Diego Padres Director of Field and Landscape. Really nice field here. Seats about 2,500. Oh, and 2. It's 353 feet down the left field line, a lot bigger than Groudon. 353, 389 in center, where Marty Munoz just hit that 3-run home run. Shamau fouls it off. 340 to right. Strange dimensions. 353, 389, and 340. Misses for ball 1 to Shamau. Off the glove of the second baseman, Carangella, and Shamau safe at first. And still just 1 out in the inning. Second error charged to Carangella in the game. Yeah, that brings up Brock Rudy. Yeah, we've got some symmetry on the scoreboard. Each team with 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors.
Now batting number 29, Brock Rudy.
Rudy 0 for 2 in the game. That's a slump for Brock. And they've got the runner picked off. Shamau takes off for second, and they've got him out at second base. Tate Shamau with a base running mistake as he gets picked off for the second out when you got Brock Rudy and Matthew Pinal coming up behind him. It's a huge out for Schweer. In an inning where things were starting to fall apart. Rudy with a ball and 2 strikes. Rudy holds on a pitch down low. It's 2-2. Hits this one high, deep to center field. It's going back towards the wall and in front of the center field fence. Making the catch is Gardner. Park kept that one in. Panners, though, get 3 runs on the 3-run home run for Marty Munoz and tie this game at 4-4. Head to the 5th inning, we had a brand new ball game, all tied at 4. New pitcher in for Fairbanks, and it's number 14, Kaden Hogan. Kaden Hogan, the new pitcher for the Goldpanners, relieving Matthew Desmarais. Desmarais goes 4 innings in his Goldpanner debut. Yet Hogan starts with a ball and a strike to Hunter Gaddy. It'll be Gaddy, Sheward, and Garcia due up here in the 5th inning, 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Idaho batting order. 3-run home run for Marty Munoz ties the game in the bottom of the 4th. His 2nd of the year. Each team with 4 runs, 6 hits. And that one is hit up the middle. Good stop by a Milliken, turns and throws to first. A great play from behind second to take care of the first out here in the 5th inning. 4-3 put out of Gaddy brings up Jack Sheward. Garrow Von Dane here at Gates Field, Kearns High School on the west side of Salt Lake City, Utah. On appeal, they say he did not go. 2 balls and no strikes. Hogan to Sheward. Out of UC Davis, Kaden Hogan, shortstop for the Goldpanners last year. Arrived here just recently, but has gotten some good work for Fairbanks in a short amount of time. A very live arm for Kaden Hogan. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. This is Caden's 5th appearance. Has not given up an earned run on just 4 hits over 5 innings. 6 strikeouts, no walks. Great start for Kaden. He'll be teammates with Nolan Meredith and now Ian Torpey at Davis this year. Here's a 3-2, and he walks him. First walk issued by Kaden Hogan this summer, and he's upset with himself. A 1-out walk to Jack Sheward. Brings up Junior Garcia, who's walked twice in the game.
Now batting number 34, Junior Garcia.
Grounded to short. To second for 1, throw to first. Not going to get the double play, but the Panners will settle for the 6-4 putout of Sheward at second. Garcia reaches on the fielder's choice. And that brings up Caden Casagrande. Shortstop for the Idaho Catch, who took a 4-0 lead in the 2nd inning. It's now a 4-4 game in the top of the 5th. Casagrande has walked and also grounded into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Two outs and a runner at first here in the top of the 5th. Hit high to right center field, but Hughes is there to make the catch in a good inning for Kaden Hogan. We've played half a ball game from Salt Lake City. We're all tied at 4. Matthew Pennall will lead off for the Goldpanners. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, Panners look to get their first lead of the afternoon. And Pennall hits this one high and deep to right, and forget about it. Pennall crushes one over the right field fence on the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th, and the Goldpanners have their first lead of the game. It's 5-4. La Chona, Matthew Pennall with the solo bomb to lead off the bottom of the 5th. 5th home run of the year for Pennall.
Now batting number 35, Cole Alexander.
2nd home run for the Goldpanners today, 24th of the season for the team. Cole Alexander now the batter. Still in the game is Spencer Schwier, the left-hander from Northwest Nazarene. Alexander falls behind 0-2, takes a little walk, adjusts the gloves, and steps back in. That ball was crushed. It cleared the scoreboard in right. It went to the left of it, but was over it. And Alexander lines one into center field for a base hit. Back-to-back hits to open up the 5th inning for Fairbanks. Brings up Brock Kless. Now 7 Goldpanner hits. The unofficial numbers for Goldpanner starter Matthew Demaray. He goes 4 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. And really, the numbers should have been lower in terms of earned runs. Goldpanner defense with some errors and mental mistakes. So all in all, a pretty good outing, or his first of the summer for the Goldpanners. 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 4. And he gets the no decision. Kless hits this one high, backing out of play. A home run for Matthew Pennall to open up the 5th inning. Cole Alexander with a single. And it's 5-4 Goldpanners. Here on a warm afternoon in Salt Lake City. Hazy afternoon. Throw to first. Alexander back safely. We had a long overnight trip here. Well, it wasn't that long in terms of the actual travel time, but, you know, getting on a plane at 2:10 in the morning, getting to Salt Lake City around 11, then you have this tremendously long walk through the airport from the gate to baggage claim. I mean, it's the longest I've ever taken at an airport, and it's a new airport. Kless walks to aboard with nobody out. Time's going to be called. That's probably going to be it for Schwier. We'll hold on momentarily. So, yeah, long trip to Salt Lake. Weird day yesterday, just trying to get your bearings and rest up. And first games starting here today. That's all for Spencer Schwier. Goldpanners lead at 5-4, still batting here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back to Gates Field here in just a moment.
Milliken.
New pitcher into the game is Mario De Leon, the left-hander. And the first pitch to Milliken is grounded left side, up and throwing, and out at first base is the call on a close play. And the 6-3 putout is the first out of the inning to get Milliken, or rather a 5-3 putout. The runners go to second and third with one out for Blake Hiraki, who has walked twice in the game. And the Goldpanners have taken a 5-4 lead and looking for more here with runners at second and third and one out for Blake Hiraki. The new pitcher, Mario De Leon. That's all for Spencer Schwier. And it's hit towards second. This will score a run as Alexander comes in to touch home. And it's 6-4 Goldpanners, an RBI ground out for Hiraki. Brings up Marty Munoz, who homered in his last at bat. 2 for 2 is Marty. Kless winds up at third on the play. De Leon. As this one popped up, shortstop Casagrande calling for it, waiting for it to come out of the sky, and will make the catch for out number 3. So good work for De Leon to finish off the Goldpanners here in the 5th inning. But the Panners score twice and take a 6-4 lead after 5. Head to the top of the 6th inning from Gates Field here in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're on the west side in Kearns. And Kaden Hogan out for his 2nd inning of work as he starts against Grady Daniels. Grady Daniels, first baseman, 1 for 2 so far in the game. Panners with their first lead of the afternoon, leading 6-4. That one is fouled right back to us. Goldpanners with 2 home runs today. 1 for Marty Munoz, 1 for Matthew Pinal. Sean Rimmer standing behind me says he'll be ready to go again by tomorrow. Good news for Goldpanners. That one fouled right back at us again. Grady Daniels sending baseballs back at Pannervision here behind home plate. Wind blowing in from the north. On a warm afternoon, Kaden Hogan with the 0-2 pitch. This is for ball 1. Nolan Meredith to my left with the radar gun. What are we seeing on there?
I saw an 89 a minute ago. Upper eights.
Upper eights for Kaden. 2-2 on Grady Daniels. Malik Harris on deck, then Peyton Hines, the designated hitter, the 6, 7, and 8 spots in the batting order. He misses downstairs. 3-2 from Hogan after starting in front 0-2. Walked his first batter of the season last inning. And way up and away, and Hogan loses Daniels after starting 0-2. Brings up Harris, who has doubled and scored and flew out to right. The Idaho catch scored 4 runs in the second inning and had a 4-0 lead, but the Panners 6 unanswered, have a 6-4 lead. And a strike call on Harris. The big right-handed hitter for the Idaho catch. And it's strike 2. General Manager Casey Daniels just talking about how excited his team was for this tournament here in Salt Lake. Swing and a miss, and he blows it by him for strike 3. First out of the inning. He takes care of Harris after the leadoff walk to Daniels, and Peyton Hines, the designated hitter, will stand in. Peyton, a 2 for 2 days so far, doubled and scored, and also singled so far. And now faces Kaden Hogan for the first time and fouls this one high and out of play. Goldpanners baseball here on Panner Vision from Gates Field in Kearns, Utah, west side suburb of Salt Lake City on a gorgeous day. After the rains, heavy rains last night, those moved the opening game today over to Salt Lake Community College on the artificial turf and delayed our game by an hour. Beautiful now. It should be all set for the rest of today's action. The San Diego Waves playing after this game against the UCL Stars. That one is popped high on the right field line, but foul out of play. And it's still 0-2 here on Peyton Hines. Panners have gone 5-5 away from Groudon this summer. Played on natural service in Grand Forks and also in Tacoma. And finished 25-8 at home with 1 tie. The 0-2 again fouled out of play, so wasting pitches here. Hines with 1 out and a runner at first base. After Hines will be Vinny Carangella. Vinny has struck out twice in the game. And another 0-2 coming from Hogan to Hines. And it's called a ball, 1-2. We stayed up last night in the hotel watching the Alaska Baseball League title game, and that was some entertainment. And watching it on YouTube, the Matsu Miners broadcast. And the Miners and Glacier Pilots were playing for the championship in just one game title. And in the 6th inning, it's an artificial surface on the infield in Anchorage where they were playing, including the mound and the sliding pits. And they had to do surgery on the mound in the 6th inning. They had a 47-minute delay. This was after a rain delay. They had a 47-minute delay to repair the turf on the mound. And then they played on, and then they had to delay again in the 8th inning to fix the mound again. Meanwhile, the score was 3-2 Glacier Pilots that whole time. And then after the second mound delay, the Glacier Pilots hit 3 solo home runs and wound up winning the ABL title 6-2 over the Miners. Their second championship in a row in that 5-team league. In a shortened postseason that turned from a couple of best-of-3 series to the semifinal with single elimination. Called strike 3. Hogan strikes out Hines on a 3-2 pitch. 2 away for Carangella. Back-to-back Ks for Hogan, his first 2 today. He's also walked a couple, has not given up a base hit. Six-4 Goldpanners, top of the 6th inning. Alexander holding the runner on at first, and Hogan starts with a strike to Carangella. And the right-handed hitter fouls this one out of play. Out of Nampa, Idaho, Carangella, 5'10", a lanky 155. The 0-2 from Hogan. Way outside, and the runner will go to second base. No chance for Hiraki. So Daniels goes into scoring position. The Cats were very opportunistic in the second, taking advantage of Goldpanner mistakes and walks. Can Carangella bring something in for Idaho here in the 6th with 2 outs? Hogan in front here, 1-2. Slow roller to third. Shamau hurries it to first and gets it there in time for the 5-3 putout. No damage done after the leadoff walk. It's Goldpanners 6, Idaho 4 through 5.5. Goldpanners baseball here on Pannervision from the Gates World Series, second game of the tournament. First for the Goldpanners and Idaho catch. Dominic Hughes leading off from the top of the order against Mario De Leon. Dom so far today is 0 for 3. He's had a good stretch the last few weeks, 16 for 35 coming into this game. And with a lot of production, 14 RBIs in that stretch with 13 runs scored, but today an 0 for 3 start to the day. Grounded through the right side for a base hit and a leadoff single for Hughes here in the 5th. And the speedy Dom Hughes gives the Goldpanners a leadoff runner. as they look to add on here in the 6th with a 6-4 lead. Have scored 6 unanswered after the 4 spot in the top of the 2nd inning by the Idaho catch. Here's Tate Shamau, 1 for 3 with a double. Shamau and then Rudy. Salt Lake City, there's plenty. Way outside to Tate Shamau with Brock Rudy on deck. This is just a great area to be an outdoorsman too. Hunting, mountain biking, hiking, skiing, some of the best skiing in the world. Shamau hits this one into shallow center. It'll drop for a base hit. Hughes will be held at third base. And really, probably held because there's nobody out. So back-to-back singles, and they're gold at the corners. And the Panners are trying to take over this game here in the 6th. Now have 10 hits, and Brock Rudy, an uncharacteristic 0 for 3 start to this game. And Rudy takes ball 1 low. Had an 18-game hitting streak come to an end last week. Outside corner for a strike, 1-1 to Brock. Mario De Leon, the second pitcher of the game, after Spencer Schweer goes 4+. Down low to Brock, it's 2-1. It's fun to be able to sit this close and see all the body language on the players, their facial expressions as they dig in. You look at Brock, there's so much focus on his face. Really from the time he hops into the on-deck circle. The 3-1. Takes a strike, it's 3-2. Pretty good pitch from De Leon. Gold at the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Rudy hits this one right side. Throw to second for 1, on to first, and the double play. The run scores, but Rudy hits into a 4-6-3 double play. So no RBI for Brock.
Now batting number 4, Matthew.
And 2 away now for Matthew Pennall, who hit a solo home run to deep right. His last time up. Matthew was over here a few minutes ago, asked, did you guys get that on video? Yeah, we got it. We got it. Chris got it. Oh, did we lose our link? Matthew Pennall with 2 balls and no strikes. Base is empty and now 2 away. It's 7-4 Goldpanners. So how does that work, Chris? We lost our broadcast feed. We're back up again.
They have to search for a new link on the YouTube, and it should pop right up. The first one comes up since it's live. And it just tweeted.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Pinal with 2 outs, and the base is now empty. 1 run is in. 7-4 Goldpanner lead, bottom of the 6th, and De Leon's pitch is hit into shallow center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. 2-out single for Pinal, his 3rd hit of the game. And brings up Cole Alexander. So we lost our broadcast feed, kicked off the web, but we are back, a new broadcast link. And everything's being taped, so how does that work? When it gets uploaded to YouTube, will then the entire game be there?
The entire game will be there. So will the old live stream, but this will be one that's solid all the way through. It's getting recorded onto this. And I can just pull the SD card out, put it in here. It takes a while to upload, but it should be there by tonight.
So tonight we'll have the entire thing. So if you missed whatever part you missed, it all gets recorded the whole time. So even if you get kicked off, you can go back and watch what you missed later tonight when we upload the whole thing. Ball, no strikes to Cole Alexander, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Panners have scored in each of the last 3 innings. And Alexander takes a strike. Brock Kless on deck. Should Alexander reach? Pops that out of play. Beautiful day here. Breeze feels good. And it's popped high and out of play. I just put that new broadcast link up on my Twitter page. So, again, follow the Goldpanners and me on Twitter here this week, and we'll keep you posted on all changes and anything that goes on. We also post the broadcast link before the game. Lineup cards, swing and a miss. Alexander strikes out for the final out here of the 6th, but the Panners pick up another run and lead at 7-4 headed to the 7th. Head to the final third of this afternoon's ball game. Goldpanners leading 7-4 over the Idaho Catch. Opening game for both teams on a gorgeous afternoon from the Beehive State here in Salt Lake City, Utah. New pitcher into the game, number 37, Ethan Remmers. Ethan Remmers takes over as the third Goldpanner pitcher of the game, starting at the top of the order against Ethan Gardner, Hunter Gaddy, and Jack Short. And the one-strike pitch is down low for a ball. Ethan Remmers, two-way player for Fairbanks. 6'4 freshman, 235 out of Rockland, California, from San Francisco State. This is down low 2-1. Goldpanners with a 7-4 lead. A couple of home runs today. 3-run shot for Munoz, a solo home run for Pinal. Panners have scored 7 unanswered. Try to keep it that way is Ethan Remmers. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Garrow Von Dane here in Salt Lake. Apologies, we keep getting kicked off of the Wi-Fi. New broadcast link is going up. Grounded to short. Munoz has it at the hip, throws across for the 6-4 put out, one away. 6-3 put out. I think I said 6-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. Hunter Gaddy will bat. 7th inning stretch coming up. No more Happy Boy. Sorry, folks. Got to wait till next June to see Happy Boy do his thing again. Not sure what they do here. As the wind kicks up here and things flying around. Still blowing from the north to our left. One strike pitch down low for a ball. It's 1-1. 7-4 Goldpanner lead, top of the 7th inning. 7 runs on 11 hits for Fairbanks, 4 runs, 6 hits for the Idaho Catch. We're based outside of Boise. The left-hander gets a foul tip on a 1-2 pitch. Starting pitcher today for Fairbanks was Matthew Desmarais in his Goldpanner debut, going 4 innings. And Kaden Hogan goes 2 scoreless. That one is grounded to short. Munoz. And off the mark, it was still got the glove of Alexander, but he unable to squeeze the baseball, and the runner is safe at first. So a 1-out base runner on the error. Gaddy is safe for Jack Short, who has been on base twice today with a single and a walk. Remmers, as that one fouled back to the wall. It's a really nice stadium, especially for Kearns High School to have. But it's the home of the Utah Marshals in the summertime. The team staying over in Midvale, Utah. Good spot, lots of food everywhere, and a Topgolf across the street. Ball and a strike with 1 out and a runner at first base. And a strike called. Hopefully the rain doesn't interfere with us much this week. Worst case scenario, we go play games over at Salt Lake Community College on the turf. Here's the 1-2. Remmers thought he had strike 3. And it's 2-2. Lifted high to right center field, and Hughes is going back to the fence, and he will watch it sail over the fence. Remmers thought he had strike 3, and instead, Jack Sheward goes over the right center field fence for a 2-run shot to make it 7-6. The error, and then the home run. And boy, oh boy, the Idaho Catch have been really opportunistic today. And when the Goldpanners make mistakes, the Catch take advantage. A 2-run home run for Jack Sheward. Yeah, now Goldpanner dugout being spoken to by the home plate umpire, as they're not pleased either with what they thought was a called strike 3. Sure, should have been a called strike 3. But hey, you still got to make your pitches, right? And give Sheward credit. Blasted one over the right center field fence. It's now a 7-6 game. Junior Garcia has walked twice and reached on a fielder's choice.
Now batting number 34, Junior Garcia.
Now the Catch not done yet, and they are back within 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. One of those runs will be earned. Called strike 3. Well, he gets the strike call that time, and that's out number 2. It brings up Kaden Casagrande, who's 0 for 2, walked and scored back in the second inning. So the Panners' lead is cut to 1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Kless, Milliken, and Hiraki due up. Hiraki one hops one back to Ethan Remmers. This is outside for ball 1. A new season beginning today here for the Goldpanners and Idaho Catch here at the Gates World Series. The championship will be Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Right side fielded by Milliken. Spins and throws on to first. And able to get his foot back on the bag was Alexander for the final out. But the Catch pick up 2 on the 2-run home run for Jack Sheward. It's the 7th inning stretch from Salt Lake City. The Panners lead at 7-6. First pitch to Brock Kless is fouled down the left field line here to open up the bottom of the 7th inning. Goldpanners lead trimmed to 1. It's now 7-6 over the Idaho Catch here in the opening game for both teams here at the Gates World Series. Game earlier today won by Las Vegas over the San Francisco Seals 12-1. Kless crushes one to left center, a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Brock Kless flying on his way to second. He'll get there with a stand-up double to open up the bottom of the 7th inning as the Panthers try to go back to work here after Idaho picks up 2 in the top of the 7th to trim the gap. Kless with a couple of hits in the game. He's been on base 3 times. A change defensively for the Idaho Catch. Seward no longer in right. Instead, it is Lucas Hines. Hines takes over in right field after the Seward 2-run home run. Out of Meridian, Idaho, and Golden West College, the new right fielder. When the ball got through the legs of catcher Garcia, but he's able to find the baseball. Milliken hits one high and deep to right field, and making the catch in front of the warning track is the right fielder Hines. Runner will tag from second and go to third. Milliken flies out to right and brings up Blake Hiraki. Apologies for all the internet issues we're having here on Panthervision. Wow.
31, Blake Hiraki.
Yeah, the online chat takes up too much bandwidth, so you're just going to have to do it on Twitter, at Real Goldpanners. All fouled off by Hiraki, and it's 0-1 with 1 out, and a runner over at third base. Panners really love to get some insurance here. No Panner. So it looks like. So did Seward take over behind the dish now? It looks that way. So went from right to, now he's now catching. That one's off of his glove, and then Kless stays put at third base. There's not a lot of room behind home plate and the wall. Certainly not nearly as much as at Groudon. So Seward takes over behind the dish for Junior Garcia. I saw that Lewis Clark helmet on. That's how I figured it out. Hiraki takes for 2-2 against Mario De Leon. With Kless at third and 1 out. Hiraki has walked twice. Brought in a run with a 4-3 ground out in the 5th. Takes up and away 3-2 after Hiraki is Munoz. And Blake steps back in with a. Ooh, just foul third base side by Hiraki. And rocketed off the bat. Another payoff pitch to Hiraki. Chops it foul. Inning started with a double by Kless. Milliken with a fly out to right, allowing Kless to tag up and go to third. Panners leading 7-6, but trying to get some breathing room here late in the game. There is another left-hander throwing in the pen. Hiraki lines one to right. That'll score Kless. He'll jog in easily, and Hiraki on his way to second base. And he will get there with a stand-up double. A couple of doubles in the inning, and the Panners lead at 8-6. And another big base hit for Blake Hiraki. Second RBI of the game for Blake. And it's 8-6 Goldpanners. And Conference on the mound right now. And we are going to bring in a pinch runner. So it looks like Alex Garcia is going to come in and run for Blake Hiraki, which means the Panners will have a new catcher as well. And a timeout here from Salt Lake City. We'll be right back in just a moment. New pitcher into the game for the Idaho Catch is number 8, Braden Walls. Number 8, Braden Walls, the 5'10 left-hander from Boise, Idaho. And he will face Marty Munoz, the third pitcher of the game. After Spencer Schweer and Mario De Leon, Braden Walls now tasked with trying to slow down the Goldpanners here in the 7th inning. One run is in. It's now an 8-6 lead for Fairbanks. A pinch run into the game, Alex Garcia running for Blake Hiraki. He's at second. A North Pole, Alaska native, Alex Garcia, which means the Panners will probably turn to Isaac Shook to take over the catching duties. Outside for a ball, it's 1-1. Three pitchers, all three left-handers. Panners with 8 runs on 13 hits have committed 3 errors. Down low, skipped out of the dirt by Jack Sheward. Marty Munoz, 2 for 3 with a double and a 3-run home run. His second of the year. Takes ball 4. Oh boy, the Panthers would love to get a big inning here and open up this lead. Catch got 2 in the top of the 7th to make it 7-6, get within 1. The Panthers have picked up 1 so far here in the 7th inning on 2 doubles. A leadoff double by Kless, RBI double for Hiraki. Runner takes off for third, and the tag is there. They've got Garcia thrown out at third. Sheward throws out Garcia for the second out of the inning. Foul back right to our right by Dom Hughes. Two on, 1 out. And Garcia gets thrown out trying to steal third for the second out. Ooh, they almost had Munoz picked off. He was leaning the wrong direction.
Come on, have fun. It's baseball.
8-6 lead. And Dom Hughes with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Dom is 1 for 4 today with a single and a run scored. Down and away, it's 2-2 to Hughes. Panthers have run into some outs today. And a little out of sync. Hoping we can just chalk it up to the long travel and a little exhaustion. I said it early in the game. It's one of those days where you kind of want to survive and then get your bearings again. Hughes grounds out 4-3 for the final out here in the 7th inning. Panthers get 1 and lead it 8-6. We're going to the 8th. Ethan Remmers back on the mound, second inning of work for the Goldpanners, trying to protect this lead. A broken bat roller to second. Milliken makes a great play. It skipped up off of his glove. He palms it out of the air and throws on to first for the 4-3 putout. 1 away. here in the top of the 8th. Those leadoff outs so important, especially when you get late in a close game like this. Daniels retired, brings up Malik Harris, who's 1 for 3 today. Doubled and scored back in that 4-run second for the Idaho catch. They picked up 2 in the 7th. It's now an 8-6 game. 8 runs on 13 hits for the Goldpanners, 6 runs, 7 hits for Idaho. Another stop for Milliken. 4-3 putout.
Thank you very much.
2 away here in the 7th, or rather in the top of the 8th inning. Peyton Hines 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored.
Now batting number 24, Kaden Hogan.
Remmers has retired 4 straight. He's given up 1 base hit. That was a 2-run home run to Jack Stewart in the 7th. It came right after he thought he had strike 3, and then after a error that put Hunter Gaddy on base. Grounder to short. Munoz in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Remmers. Going to the bottom of the 8th. Still 8-6 Goldpanners. Some changes for the Idaho Catch as we go to the bottom of inning number 8. The Goldpanners leading 8-6. New pitcher into the game. Throws the first pitch to Shimau, who grounds one to second. And the 4-3 putout on one pitch takes care of Tate Shimau, brings up Brock Rudy. So pitching now is Malik Harris, who was at third. So Malik Harris now pitching. Over at third base is the former second baseman, Carangella. Carangella takes over at third here in the 8th. Or yes, Carangella. The 1-ball pitch to Rudy, swing and a miss. And taking over at second base now is number 11, Isaiah Anzaldua. Isaiah Anzaldua now at second base. And the 2-1 to Rudy from Malik Harris is fouled off. And it's 2-2. I think that covers our changes. That one's in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rudy, an uncharacteristic 0 for 4 game. And hits a 1-hopper to first base. And Daniels will take that himself to the bag. 3 unassisted to take care of Rudy. I'm going to bring up Matthew Pinal, who's 3 for 4 this afternoon with a solo home run. In the 9th inning, it'll be Carangella, then the top of the order, Gardner and Gaddy. They are a combined 3 for 11 in the game. Apologize for the internet problems. We keep getting kicked off. We're going to try and solve that between now and tomorrow's 4:30 p.m. game. That's right. Panners play tomorrow at 4:30 Mountain Time against the Game Day Angels. After this game, it'll be the UCL Stars and San Diego Waves. And then the Angels and Marshals will play at 7:30. Up and away. Oh, it's... Whoa. Caught a strike to Pinal. Well, they do have to start another game at 4:30. Well, they don't have to. Could be a little late. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Garrow Von Danier at Kearns High School, Gates Field on the west side of Salt Lake City. Pinal the batter. Alexander on deck should Matthew reach. Panners have not gone down 1-2-3 today. Two and two. Start of this game was delayed by an hour. And a little dust devil in front of us. Two balls, 2 strikes to Pinal. Malik Harris, the new pitcher. The 4th pitcher of the game for the Idaho Catch. Slapped out of play. Tomorrow's slate starts at 9:30 in the morning with the San Diego Waves playing the Las Vegas Gamblers. The Idaho Catch will play at 12:30 against the Marshals, and then the Goldpanners and Game Day Angels at 4:30. Rounded right side, stabbed at first base, and taking it himself as Daniels to the bag. A 1-2-3 inning for Malik Harris. And we will go to the 9th and final inning. The Goldpanners leading at 8-6 over the Idaho Catch. Here we go, ninth inning. Goldpanners in front, 8-6. You're in the opening game for both clubs at the Gates World Series, and a pinch hitter here, Hunter Christensen, against the new pitcher Nolan Meredith. This one's hit high and deep to center field. Hughes goes back to the fence and will make the catch for out number 1. Christensen pitch hitting for Carangella and hits one deep to right center. But that is out number 1. And we go to the top of the order for Ethan Gardner. Garrow Von Dane here in Salt Lake City as the Panthers try and survive this opening a game against the Idaho Cats, who had a 4-0 lead in the second. Panthers then had a 7-4 lead after 7 unanswered. The Cats scored twice to make it 7-6. Goldpanners picked up an insurance run in the bottom of the 7th. And that's where we stand now, 8-6. Nolan Meredith trying to finish this one off. The right-hander from UC Davis, predominantly a starter for the Goldpanners, pitching in relief here today. And this one's hit high into right center. Hughes, another catch. 2 up and 2 down for Meredith, and the Idaho Cats down to their final out. Hunter Gaddy will be the batter.
Now batting, number 9, Hunter Gaddy.
Takes ball 1 from Meredith. 8-6 Goldpanner lead. They'll play tomorrow at 4:30 against the Game Day Angels. Two balls and a strike. Two outs and the base is empty. And it's down low for ball 3. The Panthers pool consists of Fairbanks, the Utah Marshals, these Catch, and the Game Day Angels, and the ball under the glove of Milliken. The tying run will come to the plate. Ball stayed down. And Hunter Gaddy's roller goes right through the legs of Caleb Milliken. 4 Goldpanner errors today. And the Catch still with a pulse here. And now Jack Sheward. He hit a 2-run home run in his last at bat. Meredith. Readies. The first pitch and misses outside for ball 1. Panthers not out of the woods yet. And there's a strike. It's 1-1. Sheward in the game, 2 for 3 with that 2-run home run, a single, and a walk so far. Lucas Hines would bat if Sheward gets on. Fouls that one back and out of play. Catch down to their last strike. Panthers hoping to survive after a 4-error day with some base running mistakes. A pop-up in the infield that nobody caught that was not called an error. Swing and a miss. Meredith strikes him out, and the Panthers do finish off the Idaho Catch. Meredith with a scoreless, hitless 9th to shut the door on Idaho. What a ball game here from Salt Lake City. The Goldpanners win it 8-6 over the Idaho Catch. And now hope to settle themselves after a long trip and a game in the books. And we'll play tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. And we're going to try to put this broadcast together and get a complete version of it up on YouTube. hopefully by tonight. We'll see how that goes, but we'll tweet that out as soon as we have it. We apologize for the internet difficulties here. There is no internet here, so we have to do it on hotspots, and that was problematic for a multitude of reasons. And we will try see if we can solve some of these issues before tomorrow's 4:30 p.m. game. For Chris Carlson, I'm Garrow Von Dane saying so long from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. Goldpanners win it 8-6, and we'll play tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 against the Game Day Angels. Good afternoon, everybody. We got to get out of here and make room for the next crew. See you tomorrow.